It is time for the Boss Fight 3D Community Challenge. In Punisher's latest challenge, we are making a David and Goliath type scenario where small fights big in a super dramatic render. And I am incredibly late to the party. Normally I like to do 4 to 5 videos on the subject, but this whole thing has to be done by the 27th. So we need to paint up a clear concept to work on stat. And in the name of speed, we're going to be upsetting the Amish once again by trying out some new AI workflows. Let's get into it. This video has been sponsored by Cascadeur. With all of our upcoming needs for animating 3D characters, Cascadeur provides powerful keyframe and autophysics solutions for 3D workflows. Using AI for autophysics, it's been a real game changer in the 3D animation pipeline. Their Pro version now has finger auto-posing too, along with unlimited frame count, so if you really want to level up your 3D animation game and support the channel, be sure to use my link in the description and code 1WQHB8 to get 15% off the Cascadeur Pro. And now, back to the video. Alright, so today we're doing all of our painting and drawing in Procreate. First off, I just started putting shapes down with no real plan for what they're going to turn into. By using the marquee tool, I can focus more on silhouettes, which ends up in stronger designs. I can then paint over the silhouettes with a clipping mask to maintain the shape. This makes the whole process faster. I've mentioned this in previous videos, but initial sketches like this are really just to get ideas out of your head. So I don't stray away from any cliches, I just do what comes to mind and then start finding themes that I want to actually pursue in a final render. I firmly believe that putting ideas down on paper makes room for better ideas to flow through. But by sketching stuff out early, you don't dedicate too much time in a 3D scene just to realize something's not really going to work. And once I'd had a few sketches gathered, I plugged them into an AI image generation app as reference. This is where it gets really exciting to me, because out of a single really scribbly sketch, you can get a lot of mileage and iterations to help you generate some new ideas. And while these initial images are cool right off the bat, I can immediately see an issue, that being all the cloth. And considering my luck with cloth simulations in the past, I don't really want the headache, so I took these designs and moved forward in a more mechanical direction. After a significant amount of going back and forth between painting and AI, we came to this character which I really liked. So to get inspired again, I then watched a bunch of people play Elden Ring for a bit and tried to get some pose references. I sketched that out with this character and started to feel like something of a direction was being established. Although I realized at this point that the character reminded me too much of the movie Chappie, so I took on an iteration of the original image, painted over the ears, and replaced them with this sort of ring. And then used this as reference for the AI again. Paint-over techniques like this allow you to sort of steer the generation process, which turns out to be really useful. I was pretty happy with where we were landing with our main character, but I was still pretty lost on what we were going to make for the boss itself, which is kind of the whole point. So we have designs for a robot, and I wanted him to fight a big robot. I'm calling it the Tech Giant. So I wanted this thing to come off as threatening. I was working through a lot of ideas, trying to find something that makes it stand out as anything other than your typical mech walker spider tank, which is always a direction. I went through quite a few designs that I didn't end up including in the video. Here's like this kind of giant ninja type thing I was going for. They were cool, but none of it was really like screaming to me as something I wanted to follow through with yet. But looking at our robot character's head, I thought it kind of looked like a computer monitor, which gave me an idea. What's the most threatening thing of all, I ask you?
Blue screen.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a render about fighting the blue screen of death. So how do we go about designing this? My first sketches of this guy was essentially a big box monitor inside of a humanoid rig, which was cool, but thanks to time constraints, the task of rigging a whole custom skeleton for mechanical parts like this seems ridiculously daunting. Thinking ahead, I found a control rig sample pack with a 4-legged mech walker. In the name of time, I'm just going to hide the mesh of this and kit bash our own design on top of it so we can still use the skeletal rig underneath. So if you think AI is cheating, you're really going to love this. I took a screenshot of that mech walker and brought it into Procreate and threw an image of a monitor on top of that. This results in the jankiest example of photobashing we've ever seen, but you probably guessed it at this point by using this for the AI, this time running stable diffusion off of my own GPU, we get some killer results. So now with this direction, I did a final sketch of the 2 characters in a proper scene that we're going to move forward with. Here's that final sketch. So finally, I take all of the art and gather it in the program PureRef. I get a lot of questions about this. It's a free program. Here's the website and me downloading it. And it's a great place to just compile your work together and have it really easily accessible. So this is it. We went from nothing to having something of an idea. Somewhere in all these images is our final render. And I gotta hustle because as of uploading this, I have about 9 days to bring this idea to life in Unreal Engine. Can I do it? Be sure to hit the notification bell to find out. I hope this video was of inspiration. Using AI allows the brainstorming process to become a lot more smooth. I found that because of image generation, it really greases the gears of creativity, allowing you to focus on ideas and get more iterations on those ideas than ever would have been possible. So with that, I'm gonna go work on this. I'll see you guys all at the end of the boss fight.